on, and when I talk about that, talk about shox and nitro getting more and more comfortable. They have some bad games, they have some good games. The core of the team do well. That's not to say that Heroic can't win either, though. They are, of course, the favorites in this matchup, no matter how you want to look at it. They're coming in hot, but Liquid, they've already been here for a week, playing officials, coming back from O2 and challengers. They've got reps.
Yeah, been getting that war machine going. So Heroic are going to have to come in heavy-handed, keep it hot, start off smooth. Something that I think we know they can do, right? We're talking about a team that has just really found themselves now with a long period of time. It's the same formula. It's the same Heroic. And they gobble up matches like this. But we'll see. For now, it's Shush under a little bit of heat towards this B site. Smokes on the other end. That's like a full-blown exec, but nothing with it. Immediate rotate from Liquid. Going to try to just run up ramp. And TeSeS, well, he's going to go ahead pop NaV early. Follow-up smoke, third of the round. And that one's going to block off those rotators. So the utility here has done a very good job from Liquid in just at least getting that bomb plant. But there's so much damage being done by TeSeS, considering how much he's taking back.
Yeah, he really can't die. Oh, Nitro throws a spanner in the works. They have to go kind of find him now. They're looking. Oh, and he gets a kill.
That's actually quite big. Nitro, he's still standing, 11 health. Heroic are just going to say, screw it, leave him, move forward, get the retake going. Just end this, and they will. They unleash TeSeS again. 2 clean headshots to close it. Heroic win CT pistol.
TeSeS instilling fear with that pistol round. The fact that he was able to stay alive for so long, but the amount of damage he got off, that first shot as well on the ramp. He's someone to watch for right now. That was some inspired play out of TeSeS. So it was a labored pistol round, but it kind of felt like they were in control. They got basically everyone down to 10 or so HP right before they need to go for that defuse. And Nitro made it a little tricky, but it really wasn't a big problem for Heroic. They had the numbers, they had the health.
Yeah, a little tug of war back and forth. If Nitro's able to get that second connector player, maybe we're talking. But instead, we've got Liquid buying up immediately. It's a whole pack of Galils, a gaggle of Galils. Very light on the utility compared to what we had last round with like this layered smoke on B and A.
Oh man,
to just straight up guns. That's what Liquid are looking for. Duels.
Man, look at the damage TeSeS actually just found quietly. OC and Nitro both down to half, and TeSeS finishes Alige, who was full HP, trying to find that timing where he was just leaving.
Desk highlighted TeSeS's LAN impact as of late, skyrocketing on the graph. So far, so good for him. He's dead, but he's done his job. So much damage. Bomb still being left at the back, bottom of ramp. That'll slow things down a little bit longer.
Yeah, but they're going to look around, see their teammates. Everyone's battered down, and it's going to be a bit sketchy to think about getting back into this. We're literally down to a single flash on OC, and there's no other utility behind it either. So what they need to do is try to pull off a boost, take a peek. The B guy, you know, can often get Kimes floating, can get caught behind default or on the double stack. So they really just need to find that dry duel. It just comes down to Shush because his teammates are kind of far away.
Oh, he's just going to keep himself tucked in.
There's that boost. Oh.
Pops up, gets Nitro on the top of the stairs. Shush, dink down to 12, but just doing a clean job here. Just a few bullets, like 4 shots out, takes 2 kills, lets the rotators come over, and just like TeSeS anchoring the A site, Shush does it here on B in the follow-up round. Denies any real success from Liquid in terms of that 5 Galil buy.
Yeah, the approach was very sensible from Team Liquid with the amount of health they had, but TeSeS did exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation. Kind of take a peek here and there. He could afford to. He had the health. He got dinked down to 12, but ultimately it looked like Liquid were going to win that or lose that round anyways. So 1 gun saved into this next. Money's a little awkward now, which is something to think about, but they can turn this into a MAC 10 on the next round and just allow this one Galil or AK or whatever's left over to be the hero gun of the round.
That's a real beauty onto shox.
Yeah, the aim looks very good from Heroic right now. Yeah,
Shush putting it up there. You know, Shush is personally my favorite player on Heroic just because of how unassuming he can be.
Sure.
And yet you get him in the server, and he's just going to dominate.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. He just flies consistently under the radar. 5 players who all have huge moments, and Shush can stand out.
He falls back from this one. Little jump across, trying to set up that single Galil. And they'll try to set it up exactly how they did last round. Shush already dealt with this duel, but now the timing's a little bit different, and it's Stown who gets caught off by it. Shush still, again, could be this solid anchor, and there's no need to commit here from Liquid. All they've done, gotten a good kill, try to turn attention back the other way, and now confirm ramp has been pushed, their flank is compromised, maybe it's better to continue.
Yeah, they'll get shoved forward into Shush, and Shush knows that the duels are likely to come his way. But we still are above the minute mark. I mean, there's options for Liquid to keep it going slow. But again, eyes will be on Nafly. He's got the Galil. But this spot and quad is the best place to stand when you know your opponents don't have any Molotovs. It's just such a strong position to be in. And now he's got a refresh to take attention away from him, which I think ideally they would be swapped. But sometimes you can't rotate over to this quad position safely.
Alternative boost. Ooh, they heard that.
Oh, man.
They may have heard that. There was a player who dropped. It's either a read or not, but yeah. Nitro made that one single footstep. Shots come out. Suddenly it feels like there's way less life on this one, and that Khalil's not able to get anything else going, so that is perfect.
Yeah.
Shush, 3 kills from the quad, as you alluded to, man, right? When you're caught that comfort, look what it can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Very
Rock
clean.
solid.
Today's games are scary from the perspective of predictions because of the teams that have come out of the Challenger stage. A lot of the teams that survived the Challenger stage wouldn't have survived anything in this Legend stage if not for playing those games already. So there are teams that have gotten buffs, and then there are teams who have just arrived. You know, maybe it's a short travel day, but they're still getting used to the whole new setups, whereas everyone else like has played so much, and you think that's where potential for upset can come from.
You got to get your head into the competition.
Yeah, but Heroic just don't really start slow in group stages in general from what we've seen. Obviously a worthy team to be in Legends.
Maybe that Cadian height buff, you know, that gets you into the mindset real quick. 3 players trying to face down ramp, 3 players trying to look up it. Smoke fades, util comes out, and TessS going to be put at the helm of this one. Nitro is so dangerously close, and he also has grenades in his hand, so yeah, that'll be TessS on the peak with 2. And Elige stops it, 9 health left in this moment, thinking maybe he can just peel back TessS's support, but the other 2 counter-terrorists go silent and fall into the shadows. TessS does his job.
All the unconfirmed damage early on, plus these 2 kills, the extra damage that TessS does, almost getting 3. And what's scary is just how calm he looked right there. You know, he knew he had opponents to his left. He waited for the flash, dodged it perfectly, lined up that crosshair, and it was just no stress.
And Heroic not going to let off of their necks. Decide to push 2 players in the bottom of B, and this is what Heroic love to do, right? CT sides and gathering information. Meanwhile, Elige still waiting for that peek. Suddenly, Cadian is here, boosted inside of the site. Nice off position, and Shush silently sneaks behind for that final one. A perfect first gun round from Heroic, thanks to TessS.
The identity is there, that, like you said, they're pushing just the right amounts. They're taking space back where they know they can grab it. They just saw the pack over towards A, so they went immediately after that and took B control. That is the Heroic brand in a nutshell. And having TessS up front, weaponizing him. Again, he's the guy who's going to get all the action on the A ramp, floating around short, peeking on lower ramp where an op's not there. He's doing his job.
We got Rec 9s on the server. 1 smoke, double flash, 5 upgraded pistols, and that speed, that velocity from Nitro catching Stown off. Cadian here, under pressure, able to get that second. It is still creating an opening over construction. Cadian hears it, goes ahead, drops another, still stands and Spawn finally dies to Naf, who gets his hands on the M4 and leaves his last teammate in OC for the clutch. But OC's nowhere to be found, and now Heroic will have to start trying to carve out this idea as to where he could get off to. Seems like they've already figured this out. They're deep in their spawn, they're sitting on bomb, and TessS extends into it with an AK upgrade, 5-0 Heroic.
All the adjustments look really solid. Everyone looks very aware. In terms of the way for Liquid to get back into this, unfortunately, it does come down to simply winning a default. You can't be dying at the bottom of A ramp. That is pretty much unacceptable, especially for your T sides. And you know, Elige should be the one who gets the most value out of the A ramp pushes when it comes to defending against it, taking space over. We've seen him try to catch TessS, but he's never been the guy to catch TessS off guard. TessS has been aware. He's been too careful. The aim's too good. So you know, that's the one half of the map. Over on B, they've actually done a good job of getting 1 or 2 kills with their boosts. They can pull that off, and you know, usually the defaults, it's hard for the CTs to stop the Ts from slowly encroaching upon the ramp, turning that corner up into the headshots, and over on B, it should also be scary for Shush, who has to float between the double stack, pick quad to play every once in a while, play close wood wall. I mean, all these positions are easy to target for the Ts, but the amount of aggressive CT control that Heroic are getting away with right now is just too much for Heroic, or for Liquid. So we'll see. Here's Elige at the bottom of ramp, trying to get comfortable.
TeSeS won't let that happen.
Yeah.
Middle maybe. Liquid. 2 players out. Smoke grenade deep on elevator. Nitro again. Going to try to press into this, and I like the spacing he's got.
Well, they don't know about him.
They jump spot, and Cadian instantly dies to Nitro. TeSeS finds it through the smoke.
Oh.
So again, just pummeling with damage, but it's a man advantage established by Heroic. NaV extends around towards A site. Oh, and he turns it back to CT. Nice value out of NaV to equalize the situation. Then TeSeS doubles back towards site as bomb is being planted. They've got the post plant, and TeSeS just runs into coverage. shox eats the flash, and as he falls back, he gets caught. So again, TeSeS being the better of the two, and then Shush on the flank once more.
Oh, that was the most compelling situation we had with nafly, you know, showing a little X factor, getting those 2 kills on his lurk through mid. But shox ate the flash. That OC through is the second one. Would have been perfect, of course. He had TeSeS locked in that spot. They know they zoned him with the flash to go up to the back of jump up. That was just a little unlucky. I mean, from the bounce on the flash, you could see you wouldn't think he would be able to get hit by that, but the timing is just so slim, and that just give TeSeS a huge advantage to be the one to jump up and peek first.
TeSeS right now, he's got his hands on everything.
Yeah.
The fact that he gets that elevator spam kill as well, right? Yeah. The first rotator who was there didn't take those kinds of shots, but I think it's kind of alluded to when Cadian dies and there's suddenly all this pressure, TeSeS just takes a chance. Hits the jackpot, and then Heroic still just extending this start, 6-0.
Yeah, he just kind of can't do wrong at the moment. So, I mean, we've got an up-tempo Liquid here. They've made a lot of progress. There's actually nobody on the sandbags. As close as their last round gets, this is a huge improvement to what we've seen so far, at least via the default. So,
they walk in. shox ready for that.
Okay.
Nice. Him and Elige. That's 2 kills. TeSeS only the single. Elige, though, barely alive, right? There's always this consistency in the damage. It's not just the kills that Heroic's individuals are getting, it's the kills and the damage. They set up their longer surviving team.
Very poor timing for them. They both died on that push, and it was just a refrags. The individual level for Heroic clearly is something to behold, but at the same time, at least Liquid have solved one of their main problems, and that's taking over ramp.
A tidbit of success established from Liquid. Now it's about continuing that trend. OC, still yet to really see him have his big rounds or that op really find its impact, but he's not the only guy struggling. 1 kill for shox, too. shox is going to be put at the front of the B play. Shush finally dies last round, has yet to die inside of his bomb site, only gets caught on that flank once of like the 3 times he's played it.
And I think they should continue to keep fighting him as long as he is giving them 50-50s. These are the duels they want. If they don't win them, it doesn't mean it's the wrong thing to do. He's out in the open, he's playing with confidence, and they need to deal with that.
Oh! What's this? There was a Molotov on top of the Tetris box, and the smoke hits it.
I guess the molly, I don't know if the molly hit the right spot, just covers all of those things, and then they just went to smoke it to make it seem like there was still CT there, just to cover Shush. But it's weird, they smoke on top.
Little run boosts. Oh, if only.
Oh my god, this is actually another really risky spot play that if it gets cleared, TeSeS dies. He doesn't have an advantage in this position, but it comes down to if they will clear him.
Nitro his counterpart. Both of them sneaking up. Oh, labored fight from Refresh. And now TeSeS, like, he's just in this weird position where does he give it up? Does he activate? Oh, and Cadian gets caught crossing. No, he doesn't.
No way.
Nitro.
Oh.
I mean, that's got to be a kill. Meanwhile, B-Site under question. Stown and Shush, 2 easy kills as they hold back on quad. Again, the Molotovs not able to burn them out. 7 seconds. NaV trying to clear this second CT, or else he needs to cover it while the bomb's going down, and TeSeS is still behind them. The plant comes through nonetheless, and Liquid just need to finish off what Nitro couldn't in Cadian.
Yeah, that's fine at least. He gets that kill, then it's not a 2-on-2. Cadian, that damage does matter. Cadian cannot go for this retake, so that was pretty funny. But okay, they make it work. Man, that was maybe the wrong idea there. The amount of pressure they took on the ramp. There's still 2 guys in B, and they misread the situation. Maybe it was kind of crazy for Heroic to still have a close rotator in the B site, but they had a good idea of what Liquid wanted to do. So, what a zany
round.
What a zany round.
Okay, last time I saw TeSeS, he's hiding behind yellow tarp on A site.
Yeah.
When we come back to TeSeS,
Oh, was he? No, that was TeSeS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's between Liquid's players over on B stairs. Like,
Yeah.
This guy's got a wormhole or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how he pulled that off, but unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to get anything from it either.
Yeah.
So look at this. The Molotov lands on Tetris, and they have the counter.
I don't know.
Or was that meant to go deep?
They were just smoking the ramp, I think.
And it's an interaction.
Yeah, that was too fast. I think they were just smoking the ramp, and it just ended up being hilarious.
The meta evolves.
Maybe accidental. Oh.
Quick one for TeSeS.
Yeah, very clean.
All right. Now that's a problem that Liquid haven't been able to solve consistently and early like this. So TeSeS suddenly, now the pendulum swings. Liquid establishing ramp control, doing it convincingly.
Oh, there's no guns here for Heroic, actually.
Just this off on Cadian.
Wow, key round 1 from Liquid in that previous. Cadian on the op, and they're going to see all the pistols. They know Cadian saved this. So there might be some trepidation with how fast they move. But this could be a good idea. This will see over top of smokes. He'll still have to have the round of his life. Let's see what Cadian can get out of this.
Feels like he might not get any chances. Just the one. See if he can time it properly. Sends another warning shot, falls down. And everybody's getting by so far. NaV going for the plant. Cadian continues to spam these shots inwards, and is not going to find any targets, while Elige will take down another pistol player, and Heroic will give Liquid their 3rd.
Yeah, so that's 3. They've broken the money of Heroic. They won 2, pretty crazy rounds. But I mean, in Heroic games, where teams beat them, in the rounds their opponents win, they still always look crazy. And the reason is because Heroic plays so much activity on the CT side, so there will be just really quick sequences of fights that happen across the map. And, I mean, Liquid know that. The last time that they beat them at Pro League, this is exactly what happened. It's just that Liquid came out ahead on most of these fights. They're aware of the ideas that Heroic were bringing. Liquid are actually showing us why this is a strong map for them in the pool. Why they have a chance to be able to pull this off. I think if hope was waning, it's coming back a bit. Best adjustment so far is speeding up on that ramp. Taking it to TeSeS quickly. And I think they pride on the exhaustion in the first round that they won of these 3 of Heroic getting tired of trying to push down the ramp over and over again. Oh man.
Not this time.
What a find. They just caught his exact pathing, walking up the right side of the ramp.
Shush is looking a little more curious this time too. Not behind quad, but close box, and ooh, they may have seen him.
Oh my god.
Shush falls away.
Oh,
that
the
is
flash.
so good.
They got the flash to get him out. Oh, okay, there we go.
Gets caught on the cross. Wasn't expecting Nitro to just be that far forward. Stown's gonna have to do it on his own. Gives himself a smoke to play around and a rotator to try and help out. But this is no overcommitment from Liquid. They pause for a moment. pack mentality here from Liquid. Follow-up volley, but the rotators haven't gone too far. Cadian misses the off shot, having taken that front position away from Stown, putting it on his own shoulders, and Naf just wastes no time sprinting beyond that wall of smokes. This is a post plant, but Stown will still get a little bit of impact as he catches shox over it. Naf desperate to just dive back and will escape. Man advantage. Sure enough for Heroic.
They have no nades. I didn't even think they can. Oh, they have a 4v3, so they can throw bodies at this. OC will have some dry duels.
And with that, you'd hope for some impact. His chance to shine as he hits his shot on Stown through that green box. And two players start to push to the left. OC's going to miss the second shot as Naf gets ever closer. It's nothing from OC. A couple of kills for the other two of Liquid. And Nitro looking to just lock in these final two frags. He got the headshot in the back on the diffuser as Cadian gives cover. One bullet for Nitro and a fourth for Team Liquid.
Oh, it's a key frag for Nitro right there. We've seen him be the jackknife in a lot of rounds. Through the challenger stage, I mean, in that Astralis match, he both had a round that was like, oh no, I can't believe that. But then also was basically the sole reason that they won the map. Like so many clutches, so many huge plays. I mean, Nitro's playing great CS right now overall. So attack pause will be called for Heroic. And it's another round where I think if we read the money correctly, like Heroic can invest. They just lost and bought again. So a great cycle that Liquid have found themselves in. And overall, a very solid round. I mean, they identified where Shush played. And then they absolutely exploited the fact that B-side players don't have easy ways to fall back from the positions they peak in. They mollied this position. Shush safely walked back. They flashed to help Shush escape. And Nitro, dodging that flash, peeked out first and caught him falling out. This is basically targeted. I mean, they absolutely countered Shush in this position. And Shush made it as hard as possible. But all that matters is he died.
Huge nade damage from Nav. Just throws it through the mid window, finds Stown, almost guns him down with the Mac-10. So we've seen TeSeS countered on A ramp. You're talking about Shush being kind of isolated towards B. This is Liquid.
They're hitting some metrics.
With bouts of success, they continue on looking for the fifth, looking for the tie.
Oh, they do have an investment actually.
Yeah, TeSeS is a bit of a limitation. He has no armor with this Deagle, so should be an easy victim. But he's got refresh, he's got support. Cadian inside sight, total lockdown for Heroic.
Damn, man, that would have been maybe hard to read. They see the Deagle out and they think, well, we can play this a little bit faster. There's still an off play.
Ooh, but life. We got life on this as OC gets a second.
2 on 5.
Doubles his kills in a moment. Naf gets contact versus Shelf. They have such little HP. Liquid back in with one more left, and TeSeS, he struck first today, has been countered since, and looks for a chance to walk back. Flash over. OC looks to rejoin Nav. TeSeS, he wants fights, he wants clutch, but remember, he also has no Kevlar. Oh, he takes a chance and brings it back to the 1v1. OC yet to trade. 20 seconds left for OC to push forward, and that's where it ends. 3 kills for OC, a 2v5 for Liquid.
Yeah, that was enormous. That was enormous. And we've seen NAF in these moments get like kills in situations that look too dire to get out of, and he's found ways back in, and OC joins him. That was actually insane, the amount of players that were here just first off to defend the A site. They had every right to peek. They had so many outs. Any of them get a kill, and the round is over. So Liquid fight incredibly hard, and now they get that save. They know for sure that Heroic don't have any money left over.
Mac-10 gonna punch up Cadian. Naf dinked, but again, Nitro is nearby, and Nitro's individual form has been good.
Yeah, really good.
Those 2 one-taps he got back at that B site, Shush on the cross, and then the diffuser. He's been throwing himself in the front of everything, being a key piece of the pack, as Liquid will go on a 6-round streak to tie this game.
Yeah, they've been round-defining kills. Quietly, Nafly's climbed to the top of the scoreboard, but absolutely, you have to shine a light on Nitro for what he's done so far.
Bomb has been planted.
And this is Heroics playing very well to start. I mean, mentally, this is a challenge. It's a map, you know, this is a best of 1. And a 6-0 lead versus a team where they're getting everything. They're winning deep ramp control. TeSeS is hitting every shot. Their ops are looking good. and Liquid have to get crazy to be able to claw back into it. Now they're tied up. I think the confidence has absolutely changed hands at this point. And it's not, absolutely not because Heroic are just suddenly playing badly, right? They're just not, they haven't worked hard enough.
That's the attitude they need, man. That's the shox that we all want to see. 1-11, I am in your backpack. That's what he
said.
Did he say that? That's what he just said coming into this round, yes.
Yeah.
I am in your backpack.
Yeah, normally...
There's no stress. And think about, like, genuinely, sometimes it feels like there's an attitude issue on Liquid. Sometimes it feels like the life just kind of disappears. But a guy like shox, just, he glows. He glows. Guns back in from Heroic, and once more they'll puff their chests on A ramp, trying to turn back anything from Liquid, but there's nothing there. This is looking like the B split with the two guys top mid. Stown gets aggressive, and for the most part, we've seen Heroic give that stairs control to Liquid. They've really let them set up outside of B site, finally throwing something at it, and it works. But a 3v5 should be easier than that 2v5. Bomb dropped, and this one comes to a grinding halt. Heroic, not going to let this be easy.
Yeah, that bomb in that position, I don't know if there's a way for Liquid to get this back, but we have literally seen a 2-on-5 already with OC and NaFi, so I'm going to shut my mouth.
Let's let the Counter-Strike talk. Naf starts, insta-trade. OC tries to get the Opper, but now everybody's here, and sure enough, Heroic are going to break that dry spell. 6 rounds in a row for Liquid. Heroic able to answer.
I think the best thing about the way Heroic have played so far is they've picked their spots really well in terms of when they've pushed. I think they are missing something when they give up too much map control, that they don't have the protocols to scare Liquid beyond that point when they're playing more passive positions. And it does expose why they play like that in the first place. Very good, aggressive CT setups have always worked for them. But that does mean that Heroic, if they feel like compelled to make these pushes happen over and over again, if that's going to make the game easier to read for Liquid. As we close out this half now, final 2 rounds, Liquid press up for very fast control early on, which again has been a great remedy to their problems.
Full refresh taking spam damage, not too bad. Oh, another chance, says Tessus. Drops by half. shox, same boat. Oh, Elige just playing that smoke perfectly, almost catching Cadian. The captain's wings nearly clipped. But he flies back, throws nades over. Nitro decides to get aggressive. That's the bomb confirmed here. So many players, almost everyone. Stown the last to get to the party, but he will show up soon enough. And Naf wants to plant that bomb before he gets here. TeSeS boosted, sees nothing on the fallback other than the shadow. A shimmer of liquid. And you'd think that OC's value could be big, but he gets dinked, and that's going to cause him to tuck.
Stown has a molly.
Should be the end of him. Smoke grenade goes out first from Stown, and TeSeS just finds the headshot. Straight up gun duel. Bomb beyond the halfway point. Incendiary still thrown over towards sandbags. Elige is going to be very close to this bomb, and he gets one through it, but there's 2 kills right back for Heroic, and great coverage from Cadian as they find the stick with an 8th to the scoreboard.
Yeah, those 4v4 retake, they come out with 3 players alive. That's really well handled. I actually love the way that Liquid approached the A-site hit. They transposed between having ramp control and getting the bomb down while making it seem like they were just fighting the whole time. Like it wasn't sit, wait, throw your nades, and then approach the site. I think they answered really well to the way Heroic were playing it, where if they don't think it's going to be some kind of retake, they'll play inside the site, and they allowed themselves to take some early duels. It ended up only being 4v4, but lots of good damage went the way of Liquid in that position, with Elige getting his spam through the smoke, this opening kill, and eventually pushing the CTs back. But again, it comes down to the retake. TeSeS finding the Opper at Sandbags, which is supposed to be your ace in the hole in a post-plant position on the A site. So him going down first was the one that really causes chaos, because your ramp guys no longer feel as comfortable peeking. You lose control of the jump-up position, which you don't go up if you know there's an Opper on Sandbags. So this allowed Cadian to post up there, get his kill. And now we come to the last round of a very good half. I mean, this has been fantastic from the perspective of both teams. Some pretty high-level CS, amazing shots being hit both ways.
And one to start for Cadian. Elige not going to let it intimidate him. He goes right back. But meanwhile, we've got Refresh hiding behind sandbags. KDM making a bunch of sound, and that's an easy pickup for Elige. TeSeS, 2 kills off of the side as Stound pushes once more into the B site and ends what should be the hopes of Liquid to get that 7th round. OC upgrades to the AK, continues on as the nade chips him so slightly, and this timing could have been something. Refresh will have fire at his feet as TeSeS' position is reconfirmed, and OC will get one of the 2 that are here. Ooh, Naf through mid.
And he heard one.
Oh, but just stops it right there, and OC has to double back for bomb, so that was never going to be OC taking all of A on his own. A 2v4 attempt into the 1v2.
It's actually pretty, I mean, he's got a full kit of utility.
But
He's got a
Shush's
floating
position.
B player. Yeah, Shush is coming down the stairs.
OC not going to clear this one, and that'll be the end of him. Shush with the final on Heroic CT side. 9 rounds, and a nice little recovery after this resurgence from Liquid.
I think it's an accurate representation of how the half went overall. Heroic played better. Liquid fought super hard to get those 6 rounds back. I think, but the one value of winning those early rounds is now you can pull out ideas that you learn from the streak of the comeback to say, okay, here's an answer to that. And they cap it off with a nice 3-round streak. 9-6 CT side is solid for Heroic. I mean, they're going to be happy going into the second half. When it comes to CT, we're going to look to shox playing on the B site. Sometimes he's playing very, very well, very comfortably. Sometimes it's strugglesome and he has some issues. But that's pretty much what I think Heroic are going to focus on for their game plan as well. It's always a good idea to basically take the weak side and try to abuse it as much as possible. But that doesn't mean that Elige isn't going to get some love on A ramp as well. TeSeS will be his nemesis, as he has been today, and try to keep that going.
It's been fun seeing the 2 of them lock horns. Curious to see what Shush can give us as well on this offense. And if there's anything that we need to see change from half to half, it's got to be shox' individual level, right?
Yeah.
Surely he needs to be able to put up more.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, I'm in your backpack. And that's okay because they actually still played well outside. It didn't come down to like who was fragging that hard. Like, you know, we saw one perceptible mistake from Nitro where he fluffed the spray, but overall great half. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that half came down to shox having his 1 or 2 kills or whatever it is. And for the sake of the map, second half is what it's going to be all about. So let's see if he can get comfortable.
TeSeS 19 kills in the first half. We've got NAF leading for Liquid 16 frags. Heroic picked up the CT side pistol. We'll see if they can take 2 of them here on Vertigo. Best of 1s to start the day. First day of the Legends stage in Antwerp. Liquid, the reverse sweep from the challengers to even get here. But like you said, they're already mid-competition. They're 1 week in. They've improved over time.
Mm-hmm.
Now time for shox to improve per side.
Yeah, basically, when we saw Liquid come into Challengers, if you took that Liquid and they didn't get to play Challengers, you put them into Legends, they would get mopped. But after watching what they were able to pull off, like, you have to have some hope that they've fixed a lot of their issues, gotten better, kind of live, as we've seen it.
It was KDM himself who called that Liquid would reverse the sweep. His reward gets to play them. Silent pistol here from Heroic. Gonna walk up ramp, double stack on the sandbags. And it's Nitro trying to set up Elige, but 3Ts actually circumvent this, and they don't check it. Cadian dives into the coverage. Oh, Nitro a second. Beautiful. And now Naf, he's going to take the attention away.
Oh,
but Elige,
wait, what?
He must have
Oh,
eaten a
they mollied
flash. A molly and a flash. He runs outwards. And that is a sick recovery from Heroic. I love the fact that they killed the first guy sandbags and still decided to throw the utility to just double check. Elige isn't able to make the play he wants. OC trades quickly, gets the kill on ramp, and one more bullet will do it. Stound backs up, and with that, Stound takes the second pistol.
16 HP for Stound as he backs up into that headshot and takes out OC. And man, that is nuts. I thought for sure they're going to forget about Elige. Like,
You'd think.
You could see that Cadian had the molly and flash the whole time. That was fine. That probably was going to end up going towards sandbags if they were worried about it, or a sandbags guy appeared. But he did appear. He got 2 kills, and Alish was tucked. Man, that whole moment, and also the flash. I mean, it wasn't just getting out of position. Alish could not see anything running out of that Molotov.
Incredibly quick. TeSeS taking the energy from that 1v1 into the entry of the follow-up round. OC's Deagle will stop him in his tracks as they kind of get stuck behind boxes. Then the Galil and AK are able to make that difference. Refresh continues with cover, and Alish is the last to fall. It's a 12th for Heroic. Excuse me, 11th.
It could be. It could very well be.
Spoiling the script.
No, yeah, it's written though. I mean, look at the money here for Team Liquid. They can maybe get a pistol or 2, but not much room for a full investment. Cadian's AK can be used to try to scout if they'd like to, and Liquid unfortunately will have to probably look at a 2-to-1 ratio in rounds and think, okay, let's get comfortable. We put a 6-round streak together, but we're now far away from that.
Back 10, nice. That is money in Cadian's back pocket, and TeSeS right behind him. Instant 3 kills. Was never supposed to be a threat here from Liquid. This round, nothing but a blip on the radar.
I am so hyped to see what this next round looks like. When we first get guns, see what kind of Liquid we get. And what kind of flavor Heroic will bring to their T attacks. The open site has been picked. A unique Molotov thrown over mid.
Yes, unique.
A special Molotov.
Abstract.
Abstract, yes. The Pollock of Molotovs. I feel like Shush can draw.
Probably. Yeah. It's always the quiet guys.
Yeah.
Except for Blood.
A painter. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ooh, now a little bit like the extra damage, but Stound's going to keep it nice and clean here from Heroic. Cadian and Co. to the 12-6 lead.
You have the same keyboard as Cadian.
Do I?
I don't know. It's white.
Naf's looking slick.
Yeah,
the buy
his
this is the
using
round.
All the electricity in the room.
This is the one.
Yeah, this will. Yeah, not only will this be telling, it's defending against 13. So quickly over towards the B site, and looks like they'll transpose into boost. I mean, I don't know if they're just getting comfortable.
Excellent start for Liquid.
Well, that's a value grenade for sure.
The incendiary. Oh, right on top. The utility here is perfect from Liquid in the first gun round. Direct counter to the start of the round for Heroic. Frag for 100 damage between 2 players. Molotov on the boosting guys while distracted. shox tries to come over and gets away with 1 HP. OC.
Solid clear.
Sweeps away Stound in the mid pick. Nitro catching the tail end of TeSeS, so that's a red flag on the play. And his support will double back in Alish. But TeSeS still gets beyond that incendiary. It's going to be sandbags as the problem for Heroic. Nitro, 2 kills. Nice and clean.
Yeah.
Finds the players trying to move forward, and that is a convincing first rifle. Break it down.
Yeah, that was awesome. Very compelling. I mean, first of all, default goes great. And like you said, the action on B site. One thing I've noticed is that, you know, a lot of times I'm talking about shox as an anchor. He's playing alone and doesn't have a lot of support. So in this position, they did a good job of reinforcing his close spot on wood wall with someone on the back. It's hard to rotate out of there. They use their nades perfectly. He jumps up with a flash to get the kill. They throw the incendiary to make sure the trades can't come through really quickly. They get out of there. We saw some good stuff similar from Heroic in terms of the way they attacked it. But very important, I think, to instantly disrespect the space that Heroic want early. And that'll actually suck a third tack pause out of them as they look to try to maintain. The buy is even a touch stronger here for Heroic with Cadian going from the MAC-10 into the AWP. But it kind of illuminated the rest of the positions as soon as they dealt with that B attack. OC slowly crawling into his op angle inside of mid, taking out Down, who also was just sitting there with a rifle. That was big, and loving what we're seeing out of Nitro, you know, so far on both halves.
TeSeS ahead of the smokes. No overextension from Liquid so far. This TeSeS versus Elige battle on the A ramp. Set to the explosive OC. He's ahead of this Molotov. Flash is making things awkward, but up close and personal, OC topples TeSeS. And instantly, Heroic are just going to cut their losses, walk back. Shush still sitting outside of B. And the CT's trying to piece together the bigger picture.
Yeah.
shox through top mid. Utility, that trajectory would have given Shush a great bit of info. And yet NaV is still able to get that gun back out fast enough. shox, he's going to go all the way around into their spawn, and with it, drop bomb. Cadian caught asleep at the wheel as a smoke sits on top of that. If Liquid can win first rifle and the next with 5 guys alive.
Yep. We can absolutely talk about it at that point.
But we've seen 2v5s already. And Refresh, if he had kept more of his health, if he was able to just get shox sidelined with ease,
it's just not enough time. Not enough time as well. So shox, yeah, key play. Dropping the bomb in spawn, smoking it off, just burn 18 seconds straight off the clock right there, and then, you know, falling back where they have to hunt him down, and it's a great place to save, at least for Heroic. So they'll sit comfortable in this position, but Liquids can, you know, gleefully look at another really successful rifle round where the ideas win it. The ideas win it very solid. I was thinking there's a lot of pressure on OC in this spot, and he can't fall back because they throw the Molotov behind him. But he's responsible. He's reliable, I guess I should say. Dodges the flash, wins his first duel versus TeSeS, who again is supposed to be kind of the nemesis of the ramp coming into the second half, this time on the attack. There will be situations where he finds his first opening on those lurks, but this was not one of them. Liquid looking for 9, and the 2-gun saves. Well, we'll have a buy behind it, but it's actually only 1 more rifle. 2 pistols here for Heroic, a great opportunity for Liquid.
Ooh, frag is worth it. A third of Refresh gone. And follow-up utility too.
Ooh. I have a NaFly playing B, actually. It looks like SWATs might have been switched a little bit. We had shox playing there on the first rifle round in the close wall setup with NaFly behind him. But now it looks like he's at mid, and NaFly is playing B solo, at least for these 2 rifle rounds. It could also be a symptom of the gun. He's got the MP9. We'll see in future rounds.
Elige slotting in between the 2 of them as well. Plays on top of construction. Nitro continuing his peaks down the ramp, just looking for a little info. He's not asking for too much. But Heroic, ooh, they're gonna set short on fire. Nitro able to cut down Refresh with the Tech 9, so that is the pistols out of the hands of TeSeS and Refresh. Shush, 25 health, AK-47. And they've got the utility to get Nitro out of here. They're still thinking about it, but dude, how many times are they going to let Nitro have his way with A? Elige comes in to help out, but that is Nitro from Sandbag so consistently.
Yeah.
Surely this is the last time.
Yeah, and this is why, and this is the Nitro we know, the aim. You know, his aim is so insane sometimes, and yeah, he's pairing that with some great timings. The efficacy is huge here from Nitro. I mean, this is a ridiculous round overall. 4 frags. Damn near the ace, ran over top his next opponents. Probably would have got caught by that one, but he doesn't care about anything but the rounds.
Off the back of that 4K, top fragging for Liquid.
And that's the Nitro way. He did that with 1 mag on an A1S.
Keeping it clean, keeping it easy. Double digits for Liquid by the looks of things. Two kills for Elige on the spray. Nade actually doesn't do damage, but Nitro just finishes it off. 1, 2, 3. Easy as
22 and 15. 22 and 15.
Nitro having a field day.
Yeah. Oh, and B&E are up 1 round against Copenhagen Flames. I wonder what side.
Goodness.
Oh,
Today's the
Copenhagen
day.
Flames tied up. That was a fast, right when they show the graphic. I wonder what the side is that they're on. Okay. Back to it. Could we get 2 upsets to kick off the first round? That's the question.
Ooh, nice. TSS,
fast
that
play.
one a little bit more electric.
They can't kill Nitro when he sees, but when he's blind, it's much easier.
Ah, poke him in the eyes then.
Oh, they waited for this.
shox is getting set on fire. Still playing with that MP9.
They heard him run down, so I'll have to do a lot with this.
And with 2 of them here, yeah, sure enough, they've got it. Shush, good job at keeping himself standing. No ego on that one. Tucked back into the corner. Let's down do the dirty. NaV, though, still has a chance.
Yeah, the Molotov is actually, of course, flawed because you can push back and still stand behind. Oh, okay.
Follow-up kill on A site when it's completely clear. That's going to be Heroic running straight through this Liquid. Not flawless, but NaV swoops into Shush. OC going to miss a very desperate chance as the fire was already down. And Heroic, they're going to win this one.
Yeah, now it's about surviving.
And that's not going to come for free. It's down. Late lurk through middle. Could even actually get NaV play. Won't. But his teammates right there to swarm. So a clearing of the board from Team Liquid as Heroic will break through.
Yeah, they'll break through, and not only do they do that, we're in the critical territory of rounds. You know, even though we've seen a couple of good plays here from Liquid, the fact that they lose both pistols in this map is catching up to them. You could even argue that Liquid are playing every bit as good as they are at this point, but it's the scoreline. They're just 3 away from actually closing this out, so they're going to have to go above and beyond. Can't let another round like that slip, and that was very convincing from Heroic.
We had breakthroughs from Team Liquid in both halves now. Each time, Heroic adapt, solve the problem.
They ISO'd Nitro on the ramp, and they ISO'd shox pushing down the B steps. And I got to wonder what shox has had an MP9 like 3 or 4 rounds now, so the money has gotten a little awkward. This will be the best gun that he's had in some time.
About time we give him the upgrade. Feels like a critical turning point, round 24. Heroic's economy gets stunned, and, well, we could be looking at a 13 all game. But right now, we've got Util being exchanged down on A, and feels like TSS maybe being bigger than he is. Trying to find these ones. Nitro could push through. shox, he's going to be under pressure. Continuing the flashes through middle, and still shox is able to get one, but there's the double from Shush. Cracks it wide open as OC gets rocked on the fallback, and Stown, nicely done, just waits in T-spawn.
Yeah.
Slow and steady. Heroic a 14th. Unless Heroics from NaV, because while Stown does catch one in spawn, he doesn't know about NaV. And as NaV comes around this, he's going to find Cadian for absolutely free. Now, there's no smoke for the bomb, but there is a Molotov. And if he predicts green, then he's got to fight for Shush. He knows that Stown's still back behind him. Smoke confirms the fallback. And unfortunately, it just feels like NaV is chasing ghosts. He had the picture in his mind, but he wasn't given the openings. Heroic just shut down. They clamp that round to a finish, 14th to the scoreboard.
Yeah, they lock it up. They lock it up. That was TSS on the ramp. I think he won his duel. I don't exactly remember how that went down, but they got those flashes were unbelievable on the B side. shox just had nothing he could do, sitting behind default, and he ended up getting at least 1 kill. But as soon as that, a T gets to the point of touching quad, there's no way to rotate in. It is so easy to stop players from coming in from heaven on the right side, and that's basically what we saw from Heroic. They leaned heavy on B. Got every opening kill. Might have been putting too much trust in just Nitro in these past couple to play ramp by himself. He's been doing great, but even great players need support, and now Liquid at least have 3 kind of ready to push down. I guess that previous round they had a couple extra players as well, but again, don't remember how those kills went.
Shox is back on that full anchor. He's got one smoke left on him on that B site. Minute mark, we're going to get a bit more pressure towards the ramp. Oh, but NaV is off angle in middle. It's a completely solo show between NaV and Stown. Heroic, they were grouping up for this B hit, but now they decide to go back towards A, and that is where the numbers have been from Liquid the whole time. Sjuush gets shots, that's that B site opening, but remember, everything's still being played towards A.
Oh, they have to get the bomb now. That's an enormous find. They wanted to take it and go back to the other site, but this will be hard to grab.
Cadian's just looking to nab it. No, Sjuush actually comes over. This is all they've got to play for.
They can't make it, can they? He's going to run.
15 seconds, they've just got to abort. They've got to abort. Eject, leave, and let this one go. Liquid.
Yeah, that bomb catch was huge.
The bomb catches everything.
Man,
Staying 3 players on ramp.
Yeah, Sjuush found the way in at that point. But 38 seconds, they were not at the point of taking over ramp entirely. So it got sketchy, and Liquid did a good job of appearing there. They weren't in the ramp. They weren't throwing grenades down the ramp. They were just ready on the crane. They were ready on short. They were ready to attack as soon as they heard anything, and that's what Heroic were not expecting. They figured at that point in the round, we've seen Liquid play passively late into the round. We can take this over really quick, turn this into a full exec, and hit the site, but that wasn't the case, so Liquid do a good job of catching them off guard. And a final timeout here will be called from Heroic.
And if that kill just comes a couple seconds sooner on the B site from Sjuush, then I think there's a chance that Heroic would have just followed up with it.
Bomb wouldn't be up the top of the ramp, yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, that one got stretched thin. And there's also a thin distance between Heroic and the finish line.
Beanie tied with Copenhagen Flames at 14-14. 2 heaters to open up the day.
We're making legends.
This one, if you just take a snapshot, it looks like Heroic are like in charge, but it's definitely not the case. Liquid absolutely still have odds to win. Look at Refresh, he only has a Tech 9.
There's an opening. That was a Liege off of short by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Liquid playing off the back foot. And Heroic grouping up outside of the B site again, but with that opening kill, they could just give up too much. Shox allowing a lot of space. Look at the contrast here. An entire team of Danes versus Shox on the thinnest of pillars. They line up, and he's still alive. Inside of the smoke, they start to push past. TeSeS will get that kill back. And NaV, now it's his turn. But the flashbangs, it stuns them. And they stop.
Well, it looks like they're just going to attack again a little bit later. All the CTs are here. They'll have to wait a huge amount of time. Actually, no, the CTs start to move away, and the T's running equally as fast.
They're going to put Stown to top mid, 3 players.
This is crazy. The rotations will be heard, but yeah, I mean, the CTs have just followed them over here.
Making sure that Sandbags is cleared. Nitro, passive angle. And we've seen Stown do this before, right? Late lurk in mid, just catch that rotate. No forward positioning from Liquid on the ramp. They're going to try to boost Nitro over. Sees refresh. Bomb drop, 20 seconds. 20 seconds for Heroic to just pick this back up. TeSeS, his hands will be busy. Stown wrapping perfectly through elevator, and he ends it.
When did he even pull that off? He took a right turn at the ladder, went up, and man, they just didn't expect any kind of lurk to come out. I wasn't even prepared for that. And Heroic managed to make that look easy, actually. And now Copenhagen Flames have at least secured overtime, but in a very, very close game over on Ancient.
Oh, that one bottoms out Team Liquid, dude. The hopes, it feels like everybody's hopes just got crushed.
Oh, man.
If you're B&E, if you are Liquid, your opponent's on 15. And in this case here, Liquid fighting with nothing. That B to A rotate again.
That was crazy.
More time and quicker. Heroic, the way they stomped, the way they stormed over.
Yeah. I wonder, they kept that 4-on-3. They saved a lot of their grenades. And I think that it looked so much like it was going to be a B-site hit that they knew they drew out some of the CT utility as well. So they said, okay, well, it's going to be very hard for them to pull off a retake. And so why don't we test the A ramp control? No resistance on their way back into it. No money here for Team Liquid.
Nothing.
As they try to win their opening round of the Legend stage. What a win it would be. But they are stretched thin. Oh,
they take the fight. Down. They take the initiative, and shox with 2. At the very least, this B hit works, and that's going to be weapons dropped. Can they transport any of those over? shox gets the upgrade to the AK. Nitro's going to put out the fire. Again, he's been good from this position, but TeSeS looks to round the site, and if they can just clear A,
5 health.
Then they can win this round before the B players come back over. And when NaV does get here, he's got a Molotov. He's got a smoke. Can they save Nitro?
I don't think they can.
He's still in there, and now NaV's dead. TeSeS 3 HP. He just comes in from short, ends everything for Liquid within it. Nade destined for Nitro. TeSeS going bowling as the 3 kills are stacked high, and shox, who has had a difficult game, needs to come out of that backpack. An ace required to keep Liquid's opening match kicking. Sees TeSeS. That one's easy. 3 kills. And now it's about the reads, because if there's one thing that shox was meant to bring, it is clutch. And clutch, he most certainly has. Util towards the B site, but it's a fake.
Oh, and they are just going to avoid him. Make his life as hard as possible. Oh, that's annoying.
Oh, outplayed.
Yeah, he had the right position, but just enough utility to cause noise, enough walking, and they pick the open site. So it'll be a full 1v2 retake on the A site. Nobody has grenades left over.
shox wastes no time, comes right back at it, but they still get off of sight. Cadian wrapped back around, saw that. They exchange glances. Molotov thrown over. Can't go for the repeat. shox gonna tap. He's thinking still maybe a flank. Maybe there really was somebody at B, but poor Richard Papillon clipped by Heroic, who will survive North America's test. Their challenge. So short.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was a good map. I mean, Liquid definitely did play well, but Heroic clearly played better. It was a marginally close game, a good streak in the comeback, but 2 pistol rounds won from Heroic, perfect conversions overall, and some very healthy looking rifles. I mean, the lurks look good from Stown, the opening kills from TeSeS, op kills from Cadian. They kind of just hit on everything that Heroic need to do to win a match, and there was just no... There's nothing to point to where it was like individual level on their side was an issue. So Liquid just slightly worse overall, even though they still played well.
It's kind of what we expect. You know,
yeah.
everything seemed to have stabilized. Nice breakthroughs from Heroic. Good to see that Liquid have some life in them at this stage. There are other teams that maybe they'll get wins over top of. But for now, it is another tough start for day 1 of the next stage for Liquid. Heroic, congratulations. To the death.
A hot start for Heroic, and although Liquid do fight back, the Danish voices are the ones to overpower. 1-0 up for the side of Heroic. A slice of revenge from that EPL loss as well, and somebody we were putting under the microscope, TeSeS. He started off hot immediately, and that is what we wanted to see, Maui.
Didn't